Maybe a little bit more come out so we can put the C-clamp. See, this one's perfect there. This one's still not. Yep, this one's in now. So you can see how much it's supposed to protrude out in order to get our C-clamp. Alright, so you guys know now what not to do. So that'll save you a lot of time. Probably cut this video by almost half. Okay, still go the same way. You want the indent or the little bended curve to go underneath. You don't want the over flange here, so that way it digs in more into the bottom flush. Okay, now this one needs to be perfect also. So we're gonna lift up. There we go. Now you lift up, this one doesn't fit, so it has to be almost exactly like, it has to like go on parallel with each other. There you go. A little tricky. There you go. Snap. We got now our 1,000 RPM clutch springs, and we can say it was worth it. All right, there we go. Yeah, it looks good. It looks really nice. It can protrude out a little bit more. So let's go ahead and give it a thump. We can pound it this way. That way these guys will come out more. All right, so let's get it. There you go. Just really enough for the C-clamp to really get underneath it. Really. All right, so let's bring our C-clamp. These guys here are going to squeeze underneath. You probably need your pliers now, your needle nose. Just squeeze them in one by one. So I'm going to go and squeeze it in. You can squeeze them like right there. A little tough one. Or actually went the other way, sorry. So you can see here how it curves in. It's cord digging in like this, so we probably want to take the C-clamp the other way, like for instance. There we go, you can see example one. See how it curves in like this? It bevels up. You want probably the bevel up part to dig in and go upward like this, scoop it. You don't want it to actually bevel down or curve up. See that? See it has a little curvature? So you want the curvature to sort of dig up. So let's try this one with the dig up and see how easier it goes in. So there we go. Put that in place. Get our plier here. Just gonna take it, squeeze it. Almost there. I think it is there, really. Not yet. You might want to hear where it clicks in forward. So, lucky for the bevel. So you want to do is grab in the center. There we go. I think it's already locked in now. It can spin freely. Or could spin freely. I think that's fine right there. But you want to double check. You can grip it some more. Yeah, it's not going anymore. So that's it right there. This one's probably incorrectly, so we'll have to take that one back out. There we go. Okay, flip it around, see the bevel, curvature. Oh, did it fall? Yeah, I did. I was watching the camera, I didn't see it fall. There you go. See how it kind of lifts up? It's going to dig up. Come on. You don't want to scrape anything but you. There we go. Look at that. Snap. See, that one snapped. That one snapped for us. Like, dude, I'll let you know when I'm in. Okay, next one here. Go around the table again. Curvature like a scoop. There we go. Like a scoop up. Okay, make sure it curves up. Because that's the curve up look right there. You don't want it curved down like this. You don't want it claw down. You want it claw up. That's the way of saying it. Okay. I think that's why people don't change these quite often, because they don't know how, and I don't blame them. It was a little bit complex understanding the mechanism. There we go. This one's kind of wide, huh? Let's see if I can pound this a little bit. Get this guy a little bit more slack in. Yeah, this guy doesn't look like he's going all the way in because it's probably not enough yet on him, but we'll see. He's one that doesn't look like he's... Always the last ones give us trouble, right? It's never the first, it's never the middle, it's always the last screw that screws us over. He looks like he's in, but he's not all the way in, that's the thing. Let's see if I can turn him around. He didn't give a snap noise like all the rest, you know? So I think he's not all the way in. There we go. Whew. Yeah, you want to hear it possibly snap. So these two are snap, right? Somewhat. I want to make sure of this. Kind of curve him down a little bit. Okay, but this one, what was the one? This one here, let's just see if we can get this guy to even snap more, even though he looks like he's already in. He's like, dude, I'm not going anymore in. Alright, let's see if this guy can get all the way in the other side as well. See that? I got him a little bit more. I snapped one more time actually. Because, oh, see that? I snap him this way, he comes out the other way. So it's a teeter-tot game with him. Alright, so let me see if I can impound him and maybe get him to snap a little bit more. So we'll just use our socket. Take him in a little around the edge here. Just kind of hit him like that. Maybe I can get him to snap a little bit more in. Because he doesn't look like... Just want both sides to snap in there. I think he's good. He's probably like, dude, that's enough banging for today. Alright, let's go and get this all cleaned up. Assembled back. Now we got our 1000 RPM clutch springs in there. See? Beyond the chisel. Looks good, just like the original. Maybe. But this is good. We got this all squared away. There it goes. These are our 1000 RPM clutch springs. And we're going to put this one back in this holder here. Save them for backup. Ooh, that was about an hour just to change clutch springs. Unbelievable. And these doesn't say NCY on there, but they came from the original factory NCY. So there we go. But these ones do say NCY on there. Well, it's covered up now, but yeah, they were there. So what it is with the 1000 RPM one, it will. The thing about it is though, our clutch springs actually engages after our compression springs. So what the reason why is we want our clutch springs to engage quicker or evenly with our compression springs, because our compression springs will engage quicker, but it's set to engage at 15,000 RPM versus what we had originally was a 1,000 RPM, but we had originally after that was a 2,000 RPM. So we want our compression springs to engage at 15,000 RPM. By that time, our clutch springs is already at the tolerance where it can actually start engaging as well, because it's only set to 1,000 RPM engagement. So that's the reason why for my setup anyway, I'm going to see how this one works, and then I want you guys to find out for your own reasons there. Look at that. Got a little battle wound right there. I think it's from something. I don't know, compressing something maybe. So anyway, a little blood pop on there. Gotta have something to show that you did something. So here we go. Put these guys back in here. Our NCY. These are NCY to 1000 RPM clutch springs, but these are, as we know, is 2000 RPM clutch springs. So we'll use those as a backup. All right, so the roller weights and everything, we're gonna go and change out. But before we do that, I guess we can go ahead and assemble our clutch now, since we changed everything the way we wanted to. So we're gonna put some Moly graphite grease on here. I'm gonna use my pinky again. We'll do the trick. Or in fact, you know what? Let's assemble the clutch as well. Let's just get this clutch all put back together in one piece, huh? Finish one thing before we start on another thing. dirty. This is the whole drive face, not drive face, but the secondary slider assembly here. See a little bit, kind of a metal rusty dusty there. And we put some new moly graphite grease. This is our wheel there. So we'll get that cleaned out. You're gonna, when you get the GY6 CVT kit, you're gonna actually use your original. This is actually original from our 150. You're gonna use the back plate of it. You could get the full assembly again, but there's no need to. You can use pretty much the back side of your original. That's the only thing you're gonna take for a donor. So you're gonna take the whole shaft here, as well as your back plate of your secondary slider assembly, clutch, and then this one's one you add on with the barrel there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to put some new moly graphite grease in this and clean out this old stuff here. So I'm gonna go ahead and fish out, clean out the thread area, and mount our thread. I'm gonna go ahead and stick my finger in there with a towel, of course. Clean this guy out with that old moly graphite. Just kind of protrude them out. We're going to apply some new ones about time. Every time you take these apart, if you hadn't taken apart a long time, if they've been a year old, I think this has been a year old in there, it's time to apply some new ones. But if you just took it out recently and you already applied some, you know, a couple months, it's not like oil change or anything. You probably don't have to re-lube these or anything like that. But you do want to inspect them, make sure dirt and stuff doesn't get clogged in them. So this is awesome. The Anchor battery pack allows me to, and then the cold weather too, of course. I have to be grateful for the cold weather, because usually the foam will definitely die out. But then, so you can pull this open like this, and then get your towel in there and clean. See all that little leftover debris? This one, all that gunk there. So let me see, let me get the towel first, get a clean side of this towel. Kind of slide them in there, because if you don't clean that guy in there, he's going to ricochet onto your belt. And then, you know, I'm holding him tight, gripping him like this. 2 towel heads in there, or 2 end of the towels. Just kind of give him a swirl. There it goes. Give him almost like a little clean down, little wedgie. Give him a good wedgie. Tighten it like this. Get some more pressure underneath there, because you can't really get your finger, well, my fingers anyways, too pat. Alright, and then just kind of spiral it out. Very cool. Okay, so we got that there. Okay, so I'm gonna stuff this a little bit. All right, there we go. All right, so we got that in there, right? Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, this guy's giving me a little sore now. Go ahead and clean this guy off as well. So I guess maybe we can put the moly graphite grease at the end, because I think all these other components do not have to have moly graphite grease on them. So we can go ahead and pre-assemble the compression springs on this one, and then that way we can carry them one big piece instead of having the moly graphite grease get turned over when we assemble these guys on there. So there we go. Coast is clear. Nice. Make sure this is really clean. I don't like the lint. Even though these are lint-free, supposedly microfiber towels. Okay, so there goes this guy here. Okay, well, he doesn't need to come out, but we want to make sure he gets clean though. So I'm not even sure I need to really put this top part in there, but I just kept it in there for reinforcement. It was from our old one. There goes our new 1500 RPM compression springs. And now we have our new 1000 blue clutch springs. let's see. I think the way NCY had it set up was originally you had your 1,000. It gave you a black compression springs, and you had 2,000 RPM. This one, I guess they worked their ratio out, but I'm going from David, the Tata expert, and see how actually this one works better or not. And I'll let you guys know because you guys are gonna go for a ride with me, and we're gonna go up far as we can before we get pulled over. So we'll find out. Let's see how far we can take this. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get ready to compress this back in there. Put a little top part back in. It didn't look super. Now again, we're gonna keep this guy right here. We're gonna put some blue Loctite on, of course. Let's clean him out a little bit. And we're gonna face him, the bevel edge right here, it's gonna face upward now. Before we had the flat side facing upward, but I think it's much more better to have this guy facing. So let me just run it real quick here. A towel through him. Probably Scotch-Brite would probably do a little bit better to get all the buildup of the old blue Loctite anyway. But that's okay. I think it's bigger thread. We can see it. It'll come off loose. That's the thing with blue Loctite is once you move the bolts after it's been blue Loctite, let's say after 24 hours, you have to redo it again anyway because the cement needs to form in a new place where you're keeping it sealed. It's not going to move with the bolts. It's only a one-time use. You have to reapply blue Loctite. It's keep the vibration from, it's building all the areas that's, kind of firmly, a little cemented more than if you were to not use it. So it just pretty much clog in the blue Loctite. There we go, here's our blue Loctite. And let's go and do that little trick again where we hold it with one knee. So we have to actually hold it with one knee, unfortunately, because we don't have a third hand. So our third hand is our knee. So we're going to, there we go, we're going to thread it, little hand with our knee, once we pull down with the knee port. Okay, so I'm going to go and put this guy in here. Look at that, it's so generous still. Whoa, a little too generous in that area. And then this is our never-ending blue Loctite, by the way. Whoa, look at that. Probably a bit, huh? That's okay. When we get more threaded in there, it'll go in there. But since these guys really go in much, so we might as well spread it right now. Spread the love. Yeah, we don't need that guy in there like that. Wipe them, scrape them in there. All right, so there we go. All right, let me go and knee this, or feed it, knee it, however. Push it in, and then go grab this guy right after. See if I can, it's gonna fall. Okay. So it says here for GY6, you know me, trying to be aesthetically pleasing at the same time. I don't think it matters because I think this is gonna move with it anyway, or it doesn't. Actually, it doesn't. So it's gonna stationary. So what I'm gonna do is see where it says GY6 in the very bottom there. This also says GY6 in the very top. And unfortunately, the way this is directly, we can't because, unless we can, let's see. Nope, that's stationary. So that shaft there, see that little slant there? It's slant, this has a slant right here. So those are all stationary stuff. So we have to actually align this the best we can. So it has to go like this one. So the GY6 and NCY here will somewhat match up with the NCY here. A little bit off tilt, just slightly, but not much. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna do a WWF wrestling hold down. Be careful again when you feel the spring coming up and you lost control. Move your face out of the way, please. So this is what we'll do. We'll have it. Actually, you know what? You guys can't even see it with my palm. Okay, so there we go. I'm on my knees. You have to get on your knees. There's no easy way to do this. And then once you get one palm release, so you can move your palm freely, go and grab your nut. I know all this saying here. Oh, wait, the flat side? Yeah. No, the flat side's this way. Lucky I pay attention now. Okay, your knees is gonna hold one firmly, and you're gonna hold one firmly with the palm, while your other hand's free. You can see here. Well, the other hand's free to move the camera, put you in more danger. You can spin this until it catches on some threads. And be careful, you might feel like you're cross-threading it. we're not even threading it. See? I think I'm cross-threading it. I think one side, well, from my angle anyway, it looks that way. But it might not even. Whew, my hands are getting tired. Oh boy. Okay, I'm actually probably cross-threading it, so that's why I'm backing out. It doesn't look level on my end, even though you guys think it's going in. Even though this is actually holding it right now, but I don't want it. You guys can see here. So I'm backing it out actually. Okay, I'm gonna try to line it more square, and then I'm gonna try to thread it again. It's hard because you're kind of, you know, not facing it directly easily. You're kind of going over it. There we go. My knees are getting tired. My arms are getting tired. This might be it. Alright, so I'm sorry I'm going to have to move the camera everywhere I decide to. Okay, what I'm going to do, back out a little bit, give myself some rest here. Woo! Oh. There's a ticking time bomb still, be careful. So when you actually go back on it, it's better to have your palm get hit than your face, right? Just like if you were attacked by a mountain lion. It's better to protect your face. Alright, so let me get that socket to help me a little bit. Alright, so what I'm going to do is go back on it with my knee, cold as it may be. Alright, there we go. I want to turn it in where, so the thing is, you're putting pressure on here, and you're hoping to catch a few threads. A perfect thread, not just like cross thread. See, I can catch it where it hooks, but I want to actually, should be able to drive it in evenly. Can't put a towel over this because, oh, there it goes. See, that's what I'm afraid of. Luckily, my knee helped me out. Whew, I feel that a little bit on my knee. So you can see here the repercussion. I think my knee is still feeling a little bit of vibration. So let me just take a little breather. Okay, so how we're going to do this again. You can see here some of the yellow paint. I believe it caught the springs very fast. Kind of chisel onto a thread. Look at that. That's how strong these guys are. They will rip the paint right off the compression coat spring. It's okay, we still got blue Loctite here. So I'm just gonna give it a little rest. Now, if you don't have strong enough strength to do this, I would recommend getting a compression tool. That way you save yourself safety as well. But I think we can get this squared away shortly here. Just need to take a little breather. While I'm doing that, let me just wipe back all the debris that it kind of forced out, ricochet. Okay, let's go back for round two. Round two of the fight. Gonna keep this where I want it to. Alright, so it's like it's getting better and better, right? Because you're getting weaker and weaker. Alright, so let's see here. I'm going to try and use this to help, because eventually this starts chewing up on your palm, so you probably want to maybe use a nice, you know, not oily towel, but a nice clean towel to help you. Okay, we're going to go and compress it some more. think this little towel here actually gives me a little bit more strength to see that. I'm trying to get some more thread out there like this. This has blue Loctite still. You want to set this in a spot where you feel like the threads, because it's such a little small thread area. I feel like I'm just dancing. That's a problem. I think this is even thread now. Oh, this is not safe because I need to get this socket in here. I'm holding it one hand still. God, these springs are strong. All right. You just don't want to make sure you cross thread it. All right, so there we go. We got a bit of thread in there now. All right, let's give it a little rest. Get back in there. We'll finish it up with the impact. And after you actually get it on there, just be really careful still going near it. So I'm going to try to cover up the sharp edges here. I'm going to bring my chair up and I'm going to get my feet on there. Once I get my feet on there, I'll have a little bit more strength. Now you can notice here I'm putting my whole body weight down on this, even while I'm lifting my feet up on it, because this thing can fly out any minute. Step on it, center it. Okay, so here we go. I got my feet finally on it. Again, you want to use your center of your feet. Okay. All right, so we'll get our impact. Put our socket in here. Always want to make sure you apply a lot of downforce. Don't take it lightly, let out your sight. I'm applying downforce on my feet. And I'm seeing if I can twist it. I'm twisting it out actually. I'm trying to drive it back in. Just don't want to cross thread it, because you can't tell if you're cross threading once you hit the impact on it. I think we're good. So let's time the, just want to make sure it looks good. Let me just drive it out again. Okay, so I'm driving it out. You can see here my blue Loctite. Now it's not really a good time to play around with this while your feet's on here. You're definitely going to feel a little tension on your knees right now. Okay, reapply some blue Loctite on this. Come on, blue Loctite. Oh, see, never ending blue Loctite. Gotta spread them now. It's got quite a bit. Careful, I'm still focusing on my knee and my feet on this compression spring here. Okay, I'm gonna have to let this blue Loctite. Alright, set some on my fingers. Let's go in the areas that it doesn't have that much blue Loctite. There we go, scrape them on there. Alright. Keep the flat surface on here. Now this is so much better now because I can feel, see, this is good. This is what you want. Now you want to put down it so it's not putting pressure on your clutch bolt or clutch nut, sorry. I'm spinning it, backing it out, going forward just to make sure it's not cross threading. I think I'm getting a little bit stronger here and gripping it. You don't want to rock it uneven too, because then you put one side tilted and the other one's not getting enough thread. This is cross threading it. This might be a chance right here. There you go. Once you start seeing spin freely, a lot more thread than that, but still don't believe it, put the socket in here and try to spin it with the socket some more. Be careful when you're lifting your feet up. You don't want to lift it off of it. You want to keep it in place still. I think the socket's in there. See, I'm able to spin it some more with the socket. See, there you go. I got like almost 50% of it in there already without even the driver. So now I can rest assured it's not going to cross thread it. I didn't want to take my chances and actually use the impact, and while it's still being cross threaded, it will rip the clutch. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to go and hit forward. Alright, there you go. Look, I can almost feel it now. And the blue Loctite's plenty. Alright, so let's keep doing this. Let's drive it in some more. You want to do it where you can actually feel the thread coming out of the nut, the clutch nut. Yeah, that's good enough. I can feel it now. Be careful still. Keep your, when you're going to move out, use your impact here to hold it down, because you got a nice rubber, right? Use it to hold it down while you're lifting your feet up away from it and lifting your whole body away from it. There we go. We got it. Now, I wouldn't test this out and put it in your face yet, just in case it spirals out. So that's why I'm angling it this way for you guys. So there you can see it. I'm holding it before I actually angle in the camera. So if it needs to pop out, my whole palm is grabbing it. Yeah, you don't want to really play around with this thing. Okay. So that's how it should look. You can see here, a little bit of the thread coming out. It's not going to give you a lot of thread, but that blue Loctite is going to do the vibration part for it. And that's it. So we have our GY6 here facing. And on our bottom here, our GY6 is over there. So we tried to get the NCY here, but it's going to tilt it there. Reason why, because these things are stationary. We can't do anything about it. All right, so that one's done. You could wipe the excess of blue Loctite from here. It's no big deal. It's just going to cement in there. It's going to go where it needs to go. Now we can go ahead and for sure put this back in. You notice here, always want to face the clutch away from your face where the spring is. That's just, you know, like a